CanYaman. The name alone is enough to set off headlines across Turkey, Italy, and far beyond. He's not just an actor anymore, he's a phenomenon. From starring in romantic comedies that became international sensations, to turning into one of the most sought-after leading men in Europe, Ken has carved out a place in global entertainment that few can match. His fan base stretches from Istanbul to Rome, Madrid, Berlin, and even Latin America. And while his career keeps soaring, his private life remains the favorite playground of tabloids. Every move he makes is analyzed, every friendship questioned, and every relationship turned into front-page gossip. But this time, things are different. This isn't just another rumor about a secret dinner or a late-night meeting. What the press is claiming now is nothing short of explosive. According to reports, CanYaman's new love interest is already married. And not only that, her husband is said to be someone close to Ken himself. Yes, you heard that right, the man whose charisma melts hearts around the world may have found himself in the middle of a story worthy of his most dramatic scripts. The story broke on gossip sites late at night and immediately spread like wildfire. Social media lit up with shock, memes, accusations, and even defenses of Ken. Some fans shouted, "This can't be true. Ken would never." Others, however, claimed, he's always been a man who follows his heart, no matter what the world thinks. In hours, hashtags trended in Italy and Turkey, with fans digging for clues, analyzing old pictures, and speculating about who this mysterious woman could be. Then the bombshell dropped, the woman's identity began to circulate. And that's when the scandal became a true storm. Because she wasn't just anyone, she was the wife of a man who had been seen in CanYaman's circle more than once. A friend. A connection. Someone who had shared moments of camaraderie. Suddenly, this wasn't just a love story, it was betrayal, secrecy, and drama of the highest order. And the world was left asking, is this really happening, or is it just another fabricated story blown out of proportion by gossip-hungry outlets? As journalists dug deeper, more unsettling details came to light. The fact that the woman was married was shocking enough, but the revelation that her husband had ties to Ken transformed the rumor into a full-blown scandal. Immediately, paparazzi and reporters swarmed social media, dissecting every piece of evidence they could find. Family photos, old vacation posts, and carefully curated Instagram feeds were all put under a microscope. The couple, this woman and her husband, had once presented the image of a perfect, stable family. Smiling pictures with their child, affectionate captions, declarations of love. But now, those same posts were flooded with thousands of comments from outraged fans and gossip followers. How could this happen? Was it all just an act? Did she betray him, or did he know all along? Questions piled up while answers remained elusive. But what about Ken? According to insiders, his first encounters with this woman didn't seem scandalous at all. They reportedly met during a gathering, a dinner where mutual friends were present. Witnesses now recall subtle glances, small gestures, and a spark that, in hindsight, seemed too obvious to ignore. Back then, nobody thought twice about it. But now, every tiny smile, every shared laugh, is being replayed and reinterpreted as evidence of something more. And the husband? The friend who is now at the center of humiliation? He has remained silent. Despite repeated attempts by journalists to get a comment, he hasn't spoken a word. No denial, no confirmation. Nothing. That silence, however, has only fueled the fire. Because in the world of gossip, silence is never neutral, it always suggests that there's more to the story than meets the eye. Fans are torn. Some are furious at the thought that Ken could betray a friend in such a way. Others argue that love is complicated, that no one knows what really goes on behind closed doors. But one thing is clear, this is no longer just about romance. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and the blurred lines between passion and morality. The scandal exploded further on social media. Hashtags like #CanYamanScandal and #ForbiddenLove trended for days. Fan pages were at war, half defending their idol, half expressing disappointment. One side argued, he's human. He deserves happiness even if the circumstances are complicated. The other side countered, "No happiness is worth destroying a family." Meanwhile, the woman at the center of it all became the subject of relentless online stalking. Her past posts, her friendships, her outings, everything was scrutinized. She shut down comments, removed photos, and tried to retreat from the spotlight. But the internet doesn't forget, and screenshots of her old posts circulated widely, often paired with wild theories about her connection with Can. What's more, rumors began to swirl that the woman and her husband had been struggling for some time before Can entered the picture. Anonymous sources close to the family suggested that cracks in the marriage had long existed, and that Can wasn't the cause but rather the trigger that exposed what was already broken. Still, this explanation didn't soften the blow for fans who wanted to believe their idol was untouched by scandal. To add fuel to the fire, paparazzi claimed to have spotted Can in the company of this woman on multiple occasions, at private dinners, at quiet cafes, and even outside her home. None of these pictures have been officially confirmed, but the possibility was enough to ignite heated debates. The question on everyone's lips, did Can betray not only a friend but also his own image as a man of integrity? Or was he unfairly dragged into the ruins of someone else's marriage? As the dust refuses to settle, the narrative only grows more complex. CanYaman, who once seemed untouchable, is now being forced into a corner. Should he issue a statement? Should he deny everything outright? Or should he remain silent, letting the storm pass? Every move matters, because in the world of celebrity gossip, perception is often more powerful than truth. For now, Can has chosen silence. He continues with his projects, TV shoots, brand campaigns, and upcoming international appearances, while pretending nothing is happening. But fans know better. Every photo of him smiling looks like an act, every casual outing feels like a calculated performance. And in the gossip world, silence is never the end of the story, it's just the beginning of the next chapter. The husband remains silent as well, which leaves the field wide open for speculation. Some outlets claim he feels betrayed but refuses to humiliate himself further in public. Others suggest he might even know more than he lets on, that maybe the marriage was already crumbling, and Can was simply the final spark. As for the woman, she has practically vanished from the spotlight. But in an age of social media detectives and relentless paparazzi, her name continues to surface. Screenshots, whispers, alleged sightings, all feeding the fire that refuses to die down. At the heart of this story lies a universal truth: fame magnifies everything. A relationship that in any other world would have remained a private drama has now become international news, because the names involved are not ordinary. They're celebrities, icons, and figures millions of people feel connected to. And so, the love scandal of CanYaman, whether entirely true, partly exaggerated, or completely blown out of proportion, remains the most talked about story of the moment. A married woman. A child. A husband who is also a friend. And CanYaman, caught in the middle. The world may never know the full truth, but one thing is certain: this story has left fans stunned, gossip sites fed for weeks, and Can's image forever marked by whispers of forbidden love.